I said he's generated, what? Now he's charged up. So you better get your flow, you better bar up. He's shutting down everybody with again, he doesn't care, cause you know that energy's about to rise in the year. I said he's generated.
Hey, what's going on, man? This is Danny.
And Althea.
And we are
DNA Live.
We got a very special guest today, man. And you know, this is gonna be amazing because honest to God, he's the person that taught me everything when it comes to music and it comes to really understanding this industry as a kid, man. So I'm actually excited to actually have my father on here, man, Eddie Rock Rivera.
That's right. And
we know a lot of people are watching right now from home. So first off, I have a huge list written like this. So I want to say hello, Grandma. No, I'm playing. So this is going to be one of the best shows, man. I can definitely feel it. You know, last week we had Charles Hamilton on there. And Charles, you know, is an amazing musician as well, an artist. And a lot of times I feel like people do look at him and literally, you know, they don't give him his roses, which they're supposed to, you know?
But anyway, this is a special father and son episode. And just to give you a little synopsis, Danny has been influenced in the music industry, obviously, growing up with a multi-talented father that was involved in many aspects of the entertainment industry. So before, because I want to get to Eddie as soon as we can. So before we get to him, I want you to just take a quick look at a little bit of a reel that we put together, and we'll be right back with Eddie Rock Rivera.
What's supposed to happen? I lost money.
You done?
Yeah, I want mine. The powers to be like to reward young and aspiring officers like yourself.
So tell me a little bit about why you think you're here.
I'm pissed off. I'm angry. Better catch you. Remember when we were growing up? There was so many good times that we shared together.
Don't even go there. We went that route. Especially with your track record with women.
Tony, you can't kill him in the presence of a detective.
It's cutting for your fucking money too.
Like I said, kill him.
What's the worst that ever happened to a patient?
Became a serial killer.
And welcome back to the show. And we are very, very pleased to welcome Mr. Eddie Rock Rivera. Danny's father.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The talented.
Very talented. We're going to get into all that. But first of all, there are so many different aspects. We can talk about music. We can talk about film. We can talk about formula. We can talk about AMA. I mean, there's so much to cover. So the first thing I wanted to cover, obviously, was the music industry.
Okay.
So you've had an extensive career. So you got to bring us back to where it all started.
Well, do you want to know how I actually got into music, how I wanted to be?
Yeah.
When I wanted to be an artist?
Yes.
It all happened when I was actually growing up in Queens.
Right.
I lived over by Richmond Hill.
Oh,
I was actually going to St. Nick's, the school and everything. And I had a friend, and his name was Jeffrey Osborne.
Oh, get out of town.
It's serious. Not the Jeffrey Osborne, the singer, but yeah, but Jeffrey Osborne. Right?
Okay.
So I turn around, and he plays me the first Rapper's Delight. With the Sugar Hill Gang.
Okay.
Once I heard that record, it was over.
It was over.
That's when I said I wanted to be a rapper, and I wanted to enjoy the
But in particularly in like the hip hop genre, or just any?
Yeah. Well, at that time, of course, hip hop, because you know what I mean. That's what I was listening to, and that's what I was enjoying.
That is so cool.
So like a lot of times, you know, when I was in school too, I'm sitting, you know, coming up with ideas. But then after a while, I got to the point where I could just do everything off the head.
I know. You know,
Yeah,
I don't
Danny
know
and
how
I
you guys do
we
it.
don't really
I really
have to
don't.
write. We could write songs like in about 5 minutes. So like I write.
And that drives me crazy, by the way.
It's not that, man. It's that you gotta realize something. For me and him to understand the music and to understand the wave of music and knowing how the patterns are now to make a record, me and him could create something just like that.
So who did you collaborate with when you were that young?
The people that I was working with.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you guys all the way back.
Take us
to
back,
the-
Eddie.
to
Take
the,
us.
to the Cosby Show.
Oh, get out of town.
Yeah, I worked with Carl Payne, who was actually Cockroach from the Cosby Show.
Yeah, I remember.
So Danny's mom and we went to Delta Studios in Manhattan one day. They had set up like a thing over there, so me and him could have like a writing thing. You know, we had a thing where I was writing the songs for him and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, wow.
And they both had came from Harlem. I think Denise might have been 14, and I think Denise was only 13 years old at the time.
Holy cow.
But they
He
were
goes way
really
back.
they were doing very well
And who else have you worked
on
with?
the Cosby Show. Of course, I worked with Chris Rios, which was Big Pun.
Oh
Oh.
my God.
Now, when I worked with Pun, it was the funniest thing in the world. I'll tell you what happened. We had a song called Confrontation. So he talked about my girl, and I talked about his girl, Loretta with the word and white sweater.
Do you remember? So you do
Right.
remember a couple of those old lines.
Right. So what happened was, at one point he comes to me and he goes, "Hey, I'm gonna go meet with this guy Joe." So I was like, "All right." And I didn't really know
Right,
at the
okay.
time
Yeah.
that it was gonna be Fat Joe.
Oh wow.
So then he goes to me. He goes, I go to him. Well, I'm gonna do it differently. I'm gonna get married.
Oh, okay.
So he went on to work with Joe. I went on to do the marrying, thing, which was nice.
And you had 3 great kids.
right, which was nice because I had my
spawned
right,
him.
right. I had my kids and stuff, and to be honest with you, that's the best feeling in life. When you have your kids. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And
See? See?
And,
I'm gonna ask him a question.
I always
hold on.
feel, I always feel that in life, whatever cards, God puts on the table, those are your cards.
He's going to make me
You
like Mel.
you
It's not gonna
had
change.
you had records that you done with somebody very, very famous that not a lot of people know. And I know this, so why don't you tell everybody who you worked with Sam Jacob Jr.
Who's Sam Jacob?
When I was working with Sam Jacobs Jr., I worked with Dana Ding. Now, Sam Jacobs Jr. was the one that did all the percussion and everything for Run DMC and all the other artists
Right, okay.
that that were in the different projects that he had.
Okay.
So one thing that happened to us in life, which was definitely not cool, Danny knows about it. His son, Sam Jacobs Jr., we wrote a song called The Gucci Man,
Yep.
right? He released it on Profile. We got no credit on me and the rapper Romance, who was actually my partner.
Shout out to Romance.
Did 150,000 out the box
Wow.
Yeah.
the first week.
The first week? Holy cow.
And if I'm correct,
Yeah, first
wasn't
week.
another incident happened with Shu and was it the female with Sam Jacobs and there was another somebody, or was it the same exact record when they took the Gucci Man from him?
Oh yeah. You're talking about when we worked with Rita Lane,
Yeah.
and they took the Party Is Live. She was working with us. She was actually my brother's
Girlfriend.
girlfriend
Yeah.
at the time and stuff. She was
Oh, wow.
actually one of Danny's mom's good friends too.
Oh, okay.
As well.
All right.
Rita Lane. So, like I said, we can go back.
You can go
to a
back.
lot of things, like when
What about the
Biz
telephone?
Markie and
Okay.
I was at the all the time in the Tri-County Flea Market. Biz would be
Oh, you work with Biz
beatboxing.
Markie too, right?
Yeah, he would be beatboxing I would be the rapper and all that kind of stuff. And I've known, I've known him forever. And then what happened was, once he hooked up with Daddy Kane, and they came out and they wrote the record, Just a Friend. That was it.
What about somebody very famous that came up to you when you were working with Chaos, and everybody knows the man now as being the multi-billion-dollar corporation?
Oh, okay. You're talking about with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, what happened with Jay? I'm gonna do this as fast as I can because I know you have other questions that you would like to ask. You know what I mean? But what happened with Jay-Z was I was in Demerara with Chaos. And I was with Jay and Dash. We were by the bar. We were talking, and he was like, I like your business sense. You're pretty savvy, and this and that. So while I'm talking to him, they got into an argument, Chaos and the Brooklyn Bandits or whatever. They got into an argument. So he goes to me. Jay says, "Yo, don't even worry about it, bro. Ain't nothing gonna happen here. You guys will go home. You'll be fine." You know what I'm saying? But they should have never sparked it off with them because they was Brooklyn Bandits. What?
But
like
you've
100 of them. You know what I mean?
He tells me the stories all the time. I mean, I never get bored because you've done it all. You've hit everything, and it's really inspirational. Because,
well, the thing is a lot of people don't realize it because honestly, I don't talk about them.
No, you don't.
And when you see it on like bios and different things, you wouldn't even know.
But that's why I wanted to showcase you today because he needs his roses.
This is the last thing that I'm gonna say on the rap thing about the people.
Okay.
I remember when we went up to the Death Squad office in EMI. This was something.
Watch this.
And we were Bernard Alexander. He was basically running everything for Eric at the time.
Okay.
The Death Squad, right? So I see a guy laying down on the couch, and I'm like, "What the heck is this guy doing?" He's laying down on the couch, right? Comes up and he goes, "Hey, what's up, man? I'm 50 Cent." I was like, he goes, "Trust me, in 6 months." So I look at Bernard. After he said, he goes, "In 6 months, I'm gonna blow up. You'll see.
Wow.
All you're gonna hear is 50 Cent."
That's right.
So I look at Bernard and I'm like, "Damn, is this guy telling the truth or what's going on with him, right?"
And look at him now.
Bernard said, "Dr. Dre just finished doing the album." I said, "Oh,
nice."
I said, "Well, now you don't have to tell me no more because now I know the whole story."
Wait, hold on. Keep going, D.
But that's it. Let's keep it at that. I know you probably have some
Oh
other
man.
Oh, you know what?
questions
We
that
need
you would
2
like to
hours with
ask.
you two.
Oh, you don't understand. I've been in
This-
this game since I was 12 years old with this man watching him.
You know what's so funny? That with Danny, I want to say something about Danny. When I had my studio, Danny didn't really like to do music.
Nah.
He was more into
Is that a fact?
Yeah, he was more into like the rock thing and he kind of like ignored it. He never like really wanted to do music.
Really?
Right? Yeah. So
And you pushed him?
well, no.
he didn't push me.
No, what happened was my daughter Teresa's husband, Justin,
Justin,
may
yeah.
he rest in peace. He started working with Danny, and Danny started liking it, and he started enjoying the music and everything. And,
wow.
and I saw like it was a whole different Danny because he was, like his image, he was getting everything together.
It's weird. It's weird. On MySpace blew up to what was it?
Oh, yeah.
It was over plus millions.
Yeah.
Over plus millions.
Yeah, and then
got a
people tell me should I had taken the credit for what he did while he's been coming up in the business.
Oh, okay.
But then here goes another thing. Charles Hamilton. Charles Hamilton turns
Shout
around.
out to Charles.
Yeah. And he does, I think it was 35 songs.
34 songs in one
In
night
one
that
night.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
when
him.
He came to see me.
You understand? So he kind of like, they worked on like grooming him to a certain point as
Right.
as an artist and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, you helped out a lot there. So
Well, JR, you got to remember something too. You forget about
Riz.
what JR and the formula kind of
Right.
is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
Right.
we'll talk about that in a little bit.
all right, I have to interrupt
ahead.
because it would be good if we could take a commercial break,
All right, sounds good.
and we'll come back with more Eddie Rock.
Eddie Rock.
Love you all.
Quiero que me necesites. Recuerda cómo tú besas. Ahora estoy triste. Between us two, Daddy has to understand what we've been through. We have such a connection. Y tú me deseas, deja que todos hablen, todos lo que quieran, las gentes siempre. Now I got to let her know Daddy ain't never gonna leave. You know I want you, girl, for all eternity. Now I got that money, my money, my money, that's what you be blocking on. Why they tryna be for you, the niggas inside the girls, we block. Been outside that tip the thing, guy, yeah. I said he's generated, what? Now he's charged up. So you better get your flow, you better bar up. He's shutting down everybody with again, he doesn't care, cause you know that energy's about to rise in the air. I go and shake it for the money, shake it for the money, shake it for the money.
And we're back. Okay, so the first segment was about music, and now we're going to go into the illustrious movie career of Mr. Eddie Rock Rivera. Now, I'm going to start off by saying, what made you go into filmmaking to begin with?
You know, this story was the craziest thing. I was actually in the park with this girl, Holly Sewell. She had a camera.
Hi, Holly. Shout out to Holly.
Yeah, she had a camera. And I just started looking into the camera. And I started looking at different angles. I started looking at, like, everything in the park and this, that. And I go to her, I'm going to make a movie. She looked at me. She goes, "You gonna make a movie?"
Are you kidding?
I said, I'm going to make a movie. And she goes to me, she goes, yeah, but what are we going to do? We don't have audio.
Okay.
We don't have this. We don't have that. I said, you want to make a bet? I said, I'll even use the cell phones if I have to, just so we can get the audio out of it.
Wow.
So we can do.
Wait.
What?
Hold on. I didn't even know that.
No, Danny probably didn't know that.
I
but
thought
that's how it happened.
because
Althea brings out the best in everybody.
we were
There you
working.
go.
The thing about me and Pops, man, is me and Pops, people don't realize it. Since 2003, our first time actually being really in front of the camera. Remember?
Yeah.
So it was like 2003, if I remember that time. What did we do? The Familiar?
We were working on the Familia and stuff like that. But those weren't our films. That was somebody else's.
No, but that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
When I'm
Somebody
talking about-
else's production and stuff like
okay.
that. But I see what Danny's saying.
You got in front of the camera.
Right. Danny's saying
Our
that
first
that's
trailer,
when
we actually had my uncle in it, and we actually had my cousin Melly in it.
Right,
And I remember
Ricky.
it. That's why.
That's right, Ricky. That's right, Ricky and cousin
Ricky?
Melly.
Yes.
Oh, shout out to Ricky.
Yeah, yeah.
Anne Marie too.
Yeah, Ricky was. It was so funny. That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is so cool. I did not know
I
that.
always remember the scene of the beach chair, the white chair, and the Melly in the floor.
I'm telling you, people, we need a 2-hour show.
We've had
Great time.
We've had some great times and stuff like that, especially when you don't really know that it's going to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when
Okay.
you put it together. And it's so funny because once you do it, people go, once you're like doing it, people are like, oh, yeah, no, this ain't going to happen. They ain't going to get this done. They're
20
not gonna
film
do
festivals
this.
later.
They're not going to do that.
Right.
You understand? Then all of a sudden, the thing is done. And now you're winning awards here.
I
know
remember.
you got
awards
plenty, right?
here, yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got
I remember
awards
when
here,
you did.
know,
I
it's-
remember he did the streets, right? And we're sitting there, and everybody's yelling, "Oh, Rock, man, you had to have like a $50,000 budget in there." We're like, "What?" We're like, man, people were coming up to us like, "Yo, can we be in this? Yo, can we be in this? Can we,
Right.
can we be in this?"
Right.
So we can talk about the streets.
Oh, man.
Okay. So obviously you have a Street 3 coming up, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I definitely
But
do.
let's
Shout out
get,
Las Vegas. Shout out Sammy.
Right.
oh yes. So let's get to the first one.
Okay.
And the first one was inspired by what? Like what was the premise of that?
Well, the first one actually was about Danny,
Yeah.
my son, because what happened is I wanted to write about the streets, but I wanted to write about a kid that worked his way out of the streets.
That's why you were in there.
Right, became that senator. And he became that politician and everything that he wanted
Right.
to be. But at the time, we did, on the first one, it was a lot of the carjacking
Okay.
and them doing different things, right? But then we also went back and we re-added another element, which had to do with the mob. So that's
Yeah,
where
I-
everybody else
Goodfellas.
came to light into the movie.
Well, a lot of things people don't realize is me and him were just getting into the anti-bullying.
Right.
So when he started creating and really writing, he was actually seeing us go up, go up, go up, go up. Because when I came home, the first picture that you actually see in the streets is me and Governor Cuomo, but it's cut off. So that's the first picture that you actually see. So
Right.
people, that's just to go in a little bit more, we were actually getting up on the ranks in every streets that you see him. He kept going up and up and
Right.
up and up.
And how long
up.
did it take you to make those films?
You know what? Let me tell you something. The streets one took a lot of years.
Really?
Yeah, because it just you had to have people believe in you to even want to be in the film.
Okay.
You understand? Because at the beginning it started with family and everything.
Oh my God.
Then
2007.
once you start getting different people
Right.
that are different actors and all that kind of stuff, it changes a lot of
Changed
things.
everything.
How many actors do you think we went through?
One thing that I definitely the streets had like I think it was about 200 and
Really?
No, but I'm saying
15
altogether because
street.
we started off with
Oh,
Ben.
nah, they-
we started
you're
off
right.
with Joe.
There's
we,
about-
we started off with Tone.
Oh yeah, there's more
everybody.
than 600, 700 actors in the different movies. But the thing was this also
Yeah.
that I always
Oh my
remember.
God.
This was another highlight that I always remember.
Anti. Oh my God.
I was I call her Aunt Franny. Fran.
Shout out to Fran.
She's
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Fran is awesome. Okay, so what happened is I was at Fran's house, right? And this girl, Floria, she comes with this guy, Enrique Williams. So now Enrique Williams comes up and he tells me, he goes, listen, he goes, I know that you need sound.
Oh my God. You brought back Enrique.
The craziest thing in the world.
Oh my God. He brought back Enrique.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
really?
God.
Max, yeah. So I go to him and he goes, listen, he goes, you know what? He goes, I'll do sound. And let me tell you something, that dude came out for me all the time. I made sure that everybody ate on set.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely. You know,
You are such a
everybody had
caring
food.
individual. You really are.
Right.
You
everybody
take care of
ate
everybody.
on set, right? And
Subways, baby, Subways
But
package.
but Enrique, then listen to this. Then there was a point when I got Richard Kern involved,
Who's that?
and Richard Kern could direct it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
What about John?
Could directed the thing, but when I got Richard Kern involved, Richie goes up to me. I'm at the pizzeria over at East. Dan's Pizzeria over there.
Oh, okay.
So what
Dan's
happened was
East Side,
right,
Frankie's East Side Pizzeria.
right. So I was there, and Richard Kern's there. Richard Kern goes to me, goes, "Hey, you know what? If I was working with you, I'd be able to get you
Oh, God.
places, right? Listen to this, places where they would cater food onto the set."
Oh,
And let me tell you something. I will say it. He learned how to direct and
Okay.
everything, and he said that he would, and he definitely did. People would do that. They would go, they cater some of the thing, you know, the food and everything. And what we did is we gave them a credit in the movie and 2 tickets for them to come to the movie and watch the movie and stuff like that. And they were so happy with it. They're like, no problem.
Tell them where in Sayville movie theaters.
Sayville movie
was the
theaters,
first person that
Syosset.
Syosset,
when
yeah.
we
but
went there.
okay, but that could be really strenuous on you. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a director, but
It was. Let me
but
tell
what
you
keeps
something.
you
It
going?
was.
Like what what motivates you?
You want me to tell you? I was gonna.
I love when
I
you do
wanted.
that.
I wanted to tell you this definitely. What happened with this is that I don't see myself in competition
With nobody.
with other people, right? But one thing about me is that I always challenge myself.
Right.
The competition is really against me. What I could do and how I do it.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
I
That's
know
how
exactly
I always
what you
felt.
mean.
I have respect for everybody that has their work out there because they're working hard too, just like anybody else,
Right,
to
true.
get that success.
Right.
But me, it's always been to challenge myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how I've always been.
Yeah.
It's always been a hustle, but it's always been to just challenge myself and get better as I go.
Are you always
as
happy with the
as I go
results?
along. Not always.
Yeah, because you know what? You are a perfectionist.
Right.
Oh, my
Right.
God.
Not always. I that's another thing. Not always. Sometimes, I feel that. I went a little lazy on that. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have done it, but I did. I went a little lazy on certain things.
Like one thing I gotta say, the coolest and the funniest thing was that you would have all these stars come up like Chi Chi,
Right.
and then you would have everybody
Oh, I
from
love
this
Chi Chi.
person, and you'd be
Right.
like, wait. And you know what's crazy though? You introduced Sapphire to the world, and Sapphire
Right
became
in the
huge.
in the movies,
Oh, right.
movies,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Bella D. Martini's niece, Sapphire, the one that now she's been on Jersey Shore.
Yes.
and she's with Rodney from Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And what happened is there's been a couple of different actors that I was so happy to work with. Like
Right.
I got to work with Katharina Micho
Yeah.
from The Sopranos.
Sopranos.
We
Yeah.
brought her on. We brought one guy that I got to tell you I loved working with on The Right to Live was Artie Pasquale from The Sopranos.
Yeah, Artie was
He's
cool.
one of the nicest
I don't remember which one that
dudes.
was.
And you know what's so funny about
nephew.
Artie?
Oh.
Artie goes to me, he's such a nice guy. Goes to me, you know what? He goes, I could have saw you on The Sopranos.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that was and it was like the craziest feeling.
Right.
Because you're right there with the man.
Yeah,
You know
true.
what I mean? He's seen it. He was there. He worked on it.
Right.
Another great guy that we worked with that Danny will tell you was Robert Finaro.
Robert Finero was dope.
He worked.
I don't know any of
Danny
this.
worked with him, the
What-
other soprano in Charlie
The
Mantle.
Who was the other
He
guy
had
that
a
was really
scene-
famous?
Danny had a scene with him.
Who was that guy that was really famous that was in our movie with us? The one that had the thing down here and he was an Oscar winner?
In
Dead
which,
Space.
in
Here
which
we go.
which one? Danny?
The one that
Streets.
no, the one that always Michelle, you would always see her with, and he was like Michelle, and the other one, what's that woman's name that introduced me to Ed Mangano?
Okay, but you guys think about that.
I'm drawing a blank on that one.
Dang, man. If I show you who it is and her jaw is going to be like, oh, yeah, I know who he is. Oh, man. Shout out to what's his name, man. Much love to y'all, man. But he's very Mate Samat.
Oh, he's talking about Amada Sante.
Yeah, Mate Sante.
Oh, Armando Sante.
Yeah, we worked with him. We worked with him on a movie.
Oh, okay, but I know him.
Yeah, we worked with him on a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like I said, we can.
You can go on. We need a 2-hour show. We need actually a sequel to this show.
There's a lot of things too that people don't understand, like deals that me and him had, and it just the people, you know what I mean. We just didn't want to go towards that way, the way they wanted.
You wanted to do your own thing.
Right.
You didn't care about like all the flash and.
Well,
all
the thing I loved
glamour.
about him is he always followed his heart. He didn't really follow the cash.
I always
You know what I mean? 'Cause if he would have followed the cash, there's a different predicament he would be in, but he wouldn't have been happy.
Right, forget
with
about
his
it.
work.
It would have been.
That's what he always told me.
It
Never
would have
follow
been
the cash, follow your
It
heart.
would have been tons, but the whole thing was with me is that I just enjoyed creating.
Yeah.
That's
This
what
is
my
true.
whole thing. And it started from, remember, like when you asked me about when I first started, like as a kid,
Right.
that I wanted to do music. Then I turned around and I created the breaking group, the Nice and Nasty Breakers. I always wanted
We don't have footage of that.
to create. No,
No. The
none
only
of-
one that has
none of us, because what happened was they actually went over the VHS tape.
No.
which was a shame.
And,
I don't have it.
Uncle Louie still has clips of you and what's his name. still
Oh, that's right.
performing.
You're talking about but it's on that
The same thing Uncle Ricky has. Remember when we watch it?
What the heck's the name of that camera? It's one of those, like those
stringy cameras, the old ones from, like, the 60s,
the old cameras. So we
My
can't,
But,
my
hold
mom
up,
actually
we
had one
can't
of
get
those.
that footage.
But
mom
he
has
has a article still with the mayor winning. I guess what was it? The breakdancing
Oh
contest?
yeah, with Ed Koch when we were on Pier 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice and nasty. Really, like
You got to
they
battle
had-
like
when we were in the Roxy's, of course. I know you know that when we were with
that one.
there was Dynamic Rockers, and of course who was there?
Crush.
Brenda K. Starr.
Oh, I love me some Brenda K.
But hold
Starr.
up, one quick thing.
Love
though.
her.
One quick
Yeah.
thing though.
Brenda
Who
K.
did you battle? Who did you battle for Crush Groove? Let everybody know this.
Who did you battle for Crush Groove?
No, we had to battle everyone.
No, but
Because
who?
when you was
Rocksteady?
when you was in when you were there, it wasn't like we were battling, but it was that we were everybody was in competition.
Right, okay.
They put us out there. We had to do our thing. Now, when it came to the breaking, I was the only guy that ever spun a girl on my back, on my fist.
Yeah.
Which was Mindy. It was never.
Don't look at me.
It was never done before.
And they gave the other team the point.
Okay.
right.
You know what?
Fat Boys were there, of course. So Sonic Force,
Oh
Zulu
my
Nation
God.
was there. Cool Herc was there. They were all there. Everybody from back in the days when we all
We're
went.
gonna need to do like
do
a
it.
sequel.
Let me tell you one
seriously.
thing, D, and then I'm gonna end this conversation. Him, my uncle, my cousin, and they were when we were kids. My uncle Ricky would take his fist and spin. He would do a head spin. They would try to teach me, and I would literally just go falling on the floor, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
Oh my God.
Them, I was like, how do they do
I
this?
am so loving this show.
No,
This is my
every
favorite
Christmas, him, my uncle would battle, and do this, and then my uncle Ricky, and then you would have cousin Melly that would
Right.
just go in, and then you would have Louie. I remember Louie did it
We
with you,
had
and I was
cousin-
like, how is Louie doing this with you?
Right, we had cousin Louie. We had
God.
at the end.
They were all B-boys.
Right at the end, it wound up being maybe 6 of us, and it was family. It started to be family, and the other two that weren't, they were great. T. Quarterman and Willie Moore.
Okay.
Which they were actually like the poppers and everything, and then T used to do the flares on the floor, what the gymnastics guys do. You remember the
Are you- can you
gymnastics
break a
moves
move right
and
now?
everything? No.
He'll-
I'll break my back.
And with that said,
Oh man.
okay, we're gonna take another commercial. You know what? We really need to do a sequel with these two. We'll be right back with a commercial break, and there'll be more.
Oh my God.
Baby, stay me amor. Que hago Now I got to let her know, daddy ain't never gonna leave. You know I want you, girl, for all eternity. Now I got to that money, my money, my money, that don't give me black and on. Why they tryna be playing the niggas inside the girls? We black. Been outside that tip the thing, guy, yeah. I said he's generated up, now he's charged up. See, you better get your flow, you better ball up. He's shutting down everybody with again, he doesn't care, cause you know the energy's about to rise in the year. Going shake, shake it for the money, shake, shake, shake it for the money, shake, shake, shake it for the money.
And we're back again. Actually, I still really think that we should do a sequel, but that's up to me and you. But also now, this is what I'm calling the father and son segment. And there's actually, well, because obviously everybody knows that there is a father and son album coming out, and I wanted to speak with Mr. Rock over here.
Okay.
And let me know exactly like what brought that all together. Like, you know, what come on, he's always smiling.
No, because this was funny. I'm in the studio with boys Danny
Right.
and Flavio, right?
Okay.
Shout out to Flavio.
And they go right, and they turn around, and they're doing a song together, right? So then, once they finish their parts, Danny goes to me, all right, it's your turn there, go into your Spanish.
He's here, so I'm like, let's go.
Right? So I'm like, Spanish? I said, I didn't even sing English. You want me to do the Spanish?
Well, you're really good at that, though. I mean, I'm in the studio with you.
You know, it's kind of funny because a lot of people are enjoying it.
They are.
Because what's going on with the Spanish. But the thing is the way we're doing it now, too, we're creating it as a different sound.
Right.
In a way, you know what I mean? And then now we're bringing that whole cartoon animation thing to life.
Shout out to Tyler.
Right.
Vernon.
Right.
Sorry.
Dion Cartoon.
Dion Cartoons.
Right.
You the man.
Right. So it turned out to be more of a fun project because remember, we started it there, right?
Right.
And now I'm almost 20 songs
I know, my God.
into the albums and the different things. But the thing is also, you got to remember something. We could write 7 songs in a day with no problem.
I mean, you guys are insane. You guys are just insanity when it comes to making music.
Yeah, we can do a lot of different.
Where do you think I get it from?
A lot of different
Well,
things.
I know.
I used to watch him, and me and him used to just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. As a
I know.
kid.
You guys just, you know, I mean, you guys together, I mean, from the pictures that he showed me and the videos and stuff like that, I mean, you guys go way back.
But then you got to
rocking
remember,
it.
you give a person, of course, before anybody that you give credit to is God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he's the one.
I love this man.
Yeah, he's the one that made
That's true.
things happen the way things happen in life.
I know.
You understand? And people always ask me, "You got any regrets?" No.
No.
You know why I don't have regrets? Because life doesn't come with a manual, and you're gonna go.
Oh, I love that. It
you're
doesn't
gonna-
come with a manual.
Yeah, you're gonna go through life,
Yeah.
and that's how it works. You're gonna go through one chapter, then you turn the page again. You're on your next chapter, and that's how it works.
Now,
That's how
where did
life-
you get the nickname Rock?
Um,
Yeah.
the way I got the name Rocky actually was from my grandfather because the boxer Rocky Marciano. So I was like stocky and everything, and that's how he gave me the
Because
name.
I was like, I
Yeah.
didn't even know. I was like, we always calling him Rock.
Yeah,
Well,
that's how he
some
gave me
call
the
you
name,
Rocky, some call
Marciano.
you Rock, and this is Little Rock.
Right. But he's not that little.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
We were talking about him today. It's funny, Mom and I.
Don't even. You used to drive him. No.
We were talking about him, man. We was like, man, he's like 6'1". We're like the short ones.
It's not even that. It's what drove me crazy is every time I would go see any of these rap stars that you knew from R to K.
Yeah.
Yo, Little Rock, come here.
Little Rock.
Yo, Little Rock, come here. I'll be like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm energetic. No. Yo, Little Rock, come here.
I used to take him with me. I used to take him with me to Eric Sherman's house.
Oh, okay.
Over when he lived in Gooseberry over there, and I used to take him over there, and we would shoot like
Pool.
with
God.
with
Really?
PMD,
and
Keith, Redman, and all of them.
us together.
Oh, that's so cool.
And you would see, the funny thing is,
Yeah.
I remember the first time I go in there and we were playing Def Jam Vendetta. And
Right,
Keith
he would play
comes-
the video games.
Keith came out with the beater, the black beater.
Right.
And he's sitting there like this and he's shooting. And I'm looking at my dad. I'm like, yo, isn't that the guy from the video game? He's like, yo, dude, that's the dude I introduced you at Mark Niles' house when you were a kid and you were a baby when we went downstairs into the studio and he kept saying, yo, Rock, this your little one? And I'm like, damn. I'm
Right.
like, damn.
Little Rock.
I'm like, man, it's like,
When it was so funny because when Eric first saw Danny, and he knew that Danny had done music at that time, and he was
It's
really
weird.
young. He was like, that dude could be like, forget about it. He could sell gold. He just got that look, that
Right.
image at that time.
Yep,
Like,
yep.
everything
in my
was-
voice.
Speaking of which, back in the days, these two used to rock out. So,
no.
with that said, Key, Bobby, we can do a little bit of clip here so you can see how these two used to rock out.
Oh, no. You did
Roll
not.
it, Bobby.
I know you want to get back in the questions real quick, but yo, Pop, you ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Where we gonna take it?
Take it to the table.
I said, where we gonna take it?
take it to the table.
Yo, now it's time to come on, let's go.
Now it's time for me to put the
Cards on the table.
Had to hook it up
For the fly record label.
I got a brand new something
That I hand you.
Can brother step to you.
Honest, they can't do. Heavy like a heavyweight, built like a Chevrolet. As more as I know, I hit harder than Sugar Ray. Yo, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh,
you
my
gotta
God.
be kidding me.
You know, it's so funny.
the
'cause
Glock,
It's
the
so
Rock,
funny
the
'cause when I
Rock.
did that record, I did those songs with Joe Magic.
And
And I guess certain artists caught feelings. I'm not gonna mention
Okay.
person's name, but Joe Magic was like, "Yo, you know what? Not for nothing, but you killed those two records. It don't matter. It was you who did what you had to do."
see,
Right.
everybody always says energetic is top, but I want you guys to hear this real quick. You ready? Take 1 second, Pops. You ready? The Glock, the Rock, the Rock. Go ahead. Take it off. Come on. My Glock make your ears will what? Melt like Spock.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know he loves.
It's
that.
just not that. It's that when he gave me the tape, right? He gave me a tape, so it was him, and then I heard K Solo, and then he would just teach me all these people, and I would sit there inside the music room at what was it, in 5th grade,
Right.
and in the studio, and he would play it, and all I would hear is the rock, the clock, the ears in the cone, kind of meals like Spock. Next to me, I was like, oh my God, my father was a beast.
Well,
were a beast.
what happened was
He said in '94, I'll put your wife in the trunk.
we created our own sound
Right.
at that time that many people didn't have.
Right.
You know what I mean? And unfortunately, sometimes things don't work with people, so you just got to go your own way.
Right. Yeah.
Create now your own path. They go on, they create their own path. I went on, created my own path. The other one goes, creates their own path. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't, there's sometimes that, like, things don't even, certain things happen in life. Look, when you're, okay, let's take, for example, when you're married, right? If it doesn't work, it just doesn't work.
Right.
It just didn't work, and that was it. You can't blame the other person and this and that because you're going through life not really knowing what is coming your way.
Your way,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. People decide, okay, well, it's not going to work for us, then let's just leave it. Let's leave it alone and go on and enjoy your life. But don't ever wish anybody bad.
Right.
Because forget about it.
That comes back to you,
right.
too.
You're going to do that.
Oh my God.
You're going to do that, then forget about it.
Yeah, no, but
not gonna
out of
work.
all the, I mean, you also started with the Ask Myself Foundation.
Oh, yeah. Well, ask myself. I'm just going to say quickly how we did
Go
this.
ahead.
The way we started asking myself was that Danny was getting
Bullied.
bullied at work by this lady, where he worked. We won't mention no names or whatever. So then what happened was we had a record in the studio called Why Ain't I
Not
Rich
rich
Now?
now. Yeah.
And what happened was I said, Danny, you know what? We're going to change the name of that record, and we're going to call it Asking Myself.
Wow.
That's when everybody started hearing it. They saw the bullying in it, in the video and everything. That was was
okay.
great.
Yeah.
And then Ama means, amor.
Amor.
Love. You understand? And
That is so cool.
Shout out to
that's
Ed
how it
Rodon
came
because
together.
Ed Rodon
Yeah,
brought that
that-
to
I
the
mean,
table
you-
when we first came with him. He was like, Danny, man, he introduced me to Governor Cuomo. Then I was cool with Scott. And then it was just a chain reaction. Dude, we made it, Dad, all the way to the White House
Right.
with that. And
Right.
in the United Nations.
Right. I
The
mean, you guys-
United
He
Nations.
performed. What happened was he performed at all the festivals. So, like, say, when he did the song, he was with Richie Canada,
Okay.
who was the one from Cole Studios and everything. And when Richie saw him, Richie wanted to put him together too with this girl that had done a record. What was it? Danny?
Lemonade.
Lemonade.
Yeah.
Yeah, a record called Lemonade and everything. But as we went along, next thing you know, he's with John Starks. He's with the other guy from The Sopranos when we went to the San Gennaro
The
Fest.
feed-
Oh, the
Yeah.
festival?
Out
Okay.
here. No,
out here.
Here.
Okay.
When they had that one out here.
What year
And
was
we
that?
still have pictures of it and everything. I don't remember the actual year.
Yeah.
But my mother still has all
All
the
the
pictures.
pictures?
And then we
Okay.
won the
Everything.
NCPAA. What was it? I'm sorry, I'm messing it up right now.
He
One
won
of
a
the-
lot of different
Oh, I know. Yeah.
awards.
They're all over my wall.
with yeah.
You know what it is, man? It was
Yeah,
a
he
great
did.
time.
He did.
It was a great period. I can't even. I still. If you mention that to
He's
me,
accomplished a lot.
I
of
went-
But you both
things.
did. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
you
yo,
know,
but dude,
yeah.
you don't.
the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
But listen, I got to give
Well,
a big shout
because
out
you know
to
what?
John too, man.
It's work.
yeah,
Thank
it's
you,
work.
John.
It's
Thank
a
you,
lot of
John.
It was
Straight up.
work.
Thank you
People
too.
would always say to us,
Much love.
"You won't get there."
Oh my God.
But when people tell you that you're not going to get there, that's when
You strive harder.
That's when you move your wheels even harder.
That's true. And but you everything that he does that I see now. I mean, we were together like 2 years now,
Right,
2.5
right,
years.
right. That's
And
cool.
everything that he has done so far, and he always I always turn around. I'm like, why are you such a workaholic about? He goes, because my father was.
I used to do it a lot.
And he.
I did.
you know?
I did. Let me tell you something. I used to. You know what? Honestly, I think that that sometimes it even comes in between your relationship
Yeah. Hell yeah.
because you focus too much on what you're doing and you're not paying the other person the attention.
Right.
So it's kind of like you're drawing them away. Not,
I don't
not
wanna
meaning,
cut you
not
off.
meaning that you want to. You
Give me a
understand? Not meaning
second.
that
Give
you
me a
want
second, 'cause
to,
it's very
No, I know what he's going to bring up right
but
now.
you're just trying to.
Yeah.
You were just trying to do the right thing, so
Yeah.
that way everybody in the household.
Yeah. No, it was.
You know what it is,
Food
dude?
on the
And
table.
I'm
It was like
seeing
that.
this is you and me have been around. Everybody's successful. Like, I'm going to put somebody out there.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Robinson, my first partner ever in music.
Oh, wow.
And a kid
That's true.
signed
That's
to
true.
Tech Nine. Like, you ever realize that you and me have been around
Yeah.
all the
Right.
stars?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually, that's funny because when you come to think about it, that's the only record that I really recorded
Oh, well.
with him, with Jerry Robinson.
Really?
Jerry
Yeah.
Robinson was 13 years old. He never touched the mic.
And I was 12.
He didn't touch a mic. He didn't know anything.
Oh, wow.
I had to show him. I had to teach him. I had to show him how to stay, 6 inches away from the mic and everything. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. But
Oh,
he turned
wow.
out to do very well.
Well, what it seems is that,
With
you've
his-
just
with
been
his
very,
career.
you've been very influential on everything. I mean, not just Danny. I mean, everybody pretty much around you with everything that you've done. I mean, you've had an illustrious career so far, and you keep going.
A lot of people,
You know?
a lot of people appreciate the fact that when I put them in certain movies and things, they wound up to doing different things in their careers and go different places. Some were on TV.
Yeah.
Some wound up being real comedians. Some,
Yeah,
it
man.
was just when you're in that entertainment business,
Yeah.
they go on to become something. Like a lot of people go, oh, well, those are my actors. No, nobody's your actor.
No.
Those actors can work wherever they want to work.
Hey,
Right.
listen,
Whoever
listen,
they wanna work.
listen. One thing I want to say, go ahead, get to the next question because this is important for the
Go
crowd
ahead,
to hear,
Danny.
baby.
Oh, okay. No, because when you were talking about how hard it worked with your relationship and stuff like that,
Yeah.
with the music and everything,
Yeah, it was
because
difficult.
a lot of people don't know out there, but I mean, they could, but with the song Let Her Know, that was also a trying time for us too. And it
Okay.
was very grueling. And it was a lot of, we had a little of fighting, and discussing things a lot. And I was like, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah, man.
Right? And I was like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Right.
And he was upset. And he, instead of like breaking things or something,
Yeah, he was
he went right to the studio and wrote Let Her Know.
Yeah.
and did the song. Well, you guys witnessed me that day actually singing, and I was in tears. I don't
Yeah.
care. I can admit it.
You have to, right?
Right. I can admit it. I'm a man.
Yes. Oof.
Right.
He's
I can admit it.
I love him.
When I went in and I wrote that song, Como Duele, right? That was for Danny's
Hold
mom
on.
all the way. But that was a record that I couldn't get out for years. If I was doing it in English.
Oh, okay.
Somehow, in some way, it came out of me. And I-
Is that going to
and
be...
I did that record out. And
So,
I was happy.
let me ask you a question, though. When this is something that people don't realize. Me and him have been working, trying to get a father and son album
Right.
for years.
Yeah.
Right.
And me and him just came into the studio, and we just said, you know what? I think it's time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What is your proudest moment working with your son? Make it quick.
The proudest moment working with him is that I've seen how much he's developed as a human being, as an artist, as a leader, because he's led a lot. He's worked with a lot of getting organizations out there. He's helped kids. That's what he's about. He's all about helping people and getting out there and advancing.
Right.
And in
It's
a way,
not about the payback.
right. In a way, I look at it like that. The way I was, I just wanted to see people's success and do what they have to do.
Right.
See, money you don't have to worry because money there's enough to go around.
Right.
But then you got the ones that, they just don't want to give it to nobody. You know what I mean? But it's the truth.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
and like I said, he's just that person. He got to that point where I listen to his records now, and we work together, and I'm like, wow, I respect all the work he does. And then I'm listening to him, I'm like, wow, this
If
dude
it
is coming
wasn't
out
for
with different
Charles
kind of
and if it
concepts.
wasn't for Voice Watkins, honestly,
Well,
I
yeah, I
wouldn't
mean,
be
you gotta have
able
a
to
good
get
team.
Mr. Watkins.
Yeah, Mr. Watkins.
Let's get back to Mr. Watkins,
Watkins.
all right? Because I want to speak upon him.
Okay, go
ahead.
ahead.
I think Voice is so talented,
Right.
right? And he has to realize it right now. Because right now is where he's in the mix.
Okay.
You're talking about Voice Watkins and you're talking about Charles Hamilton.
oh god,
You got the team that is
Of a
like,
lifetime.
That people dream that they can get those two producers to do things. You know what I
You
mean?
know what's funny?
That's almost like if you're
We only
bringing
got 40 seconds left.
right. That's
know.
almost like if you're bringing, say, an Eric Sherman, who's an
and
incredible producer,
and
you
the
know what I
Dr.
mean?
Dre at the same
right.
time.
And Dre, right?
Okay, with that said, I wish we had a whole lot more time with you, sir.
I had an excellent time with you guys as
But
always.
again, we can find Eddie Rock Music on
Right.
IG.
Right.
Obviously, you know where to find him, and you know where to find me.
YouTube,
So
Instagram.
maybe we'll do a follow-up or something in the summer.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
I mean, that'd be great.
We're gonna
too.
tell you how that Father and Son album's doing in the
Until
summer.
then,
Right.
adios.
Adios,
Adios.
adios.